To all the missionaries, present and future, of the St. Francis Xavier Foreign Mission Society. Let us treasure in a particular way the sacrifice of our will to God through the vow of obedience, the obedience of those who offer themselves as victims as far more acceptable to God. Through obedience, we offer to Him the greatest natural gift He has bestowed on us, our free will. The greatest doctor of the Church tells us that the sum total of all other virtues is to be found in true obedience, and Saint Bonaventure does not hesitate to state that all religious perfection consists in the suppression of one's own will through the practice of obedience.
Les sacrifices de notre volonté, sur lesquels insiste abondamment notre fondateur, devient plus attrayant, nous ouvrant à plus de joie et de réalisation de soi lorsque nous contemplons les sacrifices du Christ de sa propre volonté dans le jardin de Gethsemane. Que ta volonté soit faite et non pas la mienne.
After we have vowed obedience to God, we are to consider ourselves as instruments, the hands of the superiors, for the glory of God and the salvation of our brothers. We should be totally indifferent with regard to roles or assignments, destination to this or that mission, and equally prepared to remain at home and serve the Institute in one of its houses or leave for the mission field to which we have been assigned. We are equally willing to undertake easy tasks as well as difficult ones, to do things that we like or dislike, even though we are not forbidden from informing our superiors about our feelings regarding assignments and tasks allotted to us by obedience. We must not be upset when superiors do not deem our remarks worthy of consideration. After 13 years in the Philippines in 2006, Father Menegazzo asked me to return to the U.S. province. I thought about this for a short time, and I replied that I would be willing to return. Gigi was a little surprised that I decided this so quickly. My response to him was this: I struggle sometimes with all of the vows except one, obedience. I have always felt that I can bloom wherever I am planted, and that has made me very free. No one should claim exemptions or privileges in return for services rendered, or in deference to positions held in the congregation. This kind of mentality is seriously detrimental to religious discipline, even if someone has held the highest office of authority in the congregation, even for a lengthy time, to the satisfaction and benefit of all. He should make his own the words of the gospel, servi inutiles sumus, and consider himself, when all is said and done, the least of all the comforters, subject to the rules like everyone else. Those who hold positions of authority in the congregation should resolutely repress every unsavory desire for reform and every tendency to division and splinter groups. These are the mortal enemies of all religious communities, and the reason why some have broken up and have been dissolved.
A través de la obediencia, vivimos con mayor claridad nuestra vocación misionera al estilo de Jesucristo, que vino al mundo para cumplir la voluntad del Padre. En ese sentido, la autoridad es servir a los hermanos. La autoridad y la obediencia son complementarios en el diálogo fraterno, al servicio de la Iglesia, la congregación y el mundo.
Every house of the Institute and every mission has its own immediate superior. Everyone is to obey the superior out of regard not so much to the person as to the authority invested in him. No one should plot to get his own way, nor pester the superior to comply with his own wishes. Whoever behaves in this way does not accomplish God's will, but his own. Such a person cannot expect to receive from God the graces and assistance bestowed on those who seek to do his will alone, and who surrender themselves to him with filial trust. The life, strength, and prosperity of the Institute will ultimately depend on the spirit of obedience. The society must strive to become a compact, well-ordered, militant force, obedient to the orders of the Vicar of Christ, for whom it will always nurture a profound veneration and unconditional loyalty. We will also show sincere devotion to the pastors of the church, the successors of the apostles. If this spirit of obedience wanes, society would soon be doomed to decline and ruin.
Over the many years that I have been in this variance, one constant has been present in reports, reflections, document sharing, and expressed in many other ways: individualism. How many times has this problem issue been spoken about, confronted, challenged, tackled, but never gotten rid of? It is a pernicious weed that undermines our communities, our ministry, and our witness.
I cannot but quote here a passage of the writings of Saint Alphonsus Liguori to his Redemptorist comforts. I am not saddened by the news that the Lord has called a comfort to the other life. I feel the loss because I am human, and besides, I am consoled that he died a member of the congregation. Therefore, I believe he is saved. Nor am I afflicted when someone leaves the congregation through his own faults. I am grateful for this, since the society has been freed of a bad apple that could infect others. I am not upset by persecutions. On the contrary, these encourage me, because I am convinced that God will not abandon us if we do our best to endure them. What worries me is when I hear that there are some among us who do not obey often and pay little respect to the rules. This was the concern of the Holy Doctor. I too share his apprehension. Were such a thing to happen among us, I would regard it as an initial symptom, the gradual and inevitable breakup of our humble congregation.
Au fur et à mesure que les années passent, un verbe continue à attirer particulièrement mon attention. Il s'agit du verbe aimer. C'est le mode avec lequel Conforti a choisi d'introduire le discours sur la profession de nos vœux. Ceci vibre encore en moi aujourd'hui et je suis convaincu qu'il est difficile de vivre la pauvreté, l'obéissance et la chasteté si elles ne sont pas d'abord aimées.